Good afternoon, or good evening, rather. It's after 5 o'clock here, almost 6. So, what I'm doing today is I'm going to make some lasagna. Tomorrow is football day, and I love watching football. So, what I'm going to do is get everything prepared tonight, and I'm going to cook it tomorrow because you can do that with lasagna. So, what I had was some leftover spaghetti sauce that I made last year from some tomatoes I got, and I made fresh spaghetti sauce. So, I've put my spaghetti sauce and my meat on to cook already, and I'm getting ready to grate some cheese. And once I cook my noodles, I'll be back. Okay, so I just wanted to show you. I have my water cooking for my um, lasagna noodles, and I like for it to get hot before I put them in. I usually put in some oil and some salt. And then this right here is my, let me move it up here so you can see. It's my beautiful, let me make sure you can see. It's my beautiful spaghetti sauce that I made. And like I said, I made the spaghetti sauce last year. I think I canned it last year because I had some really nice tomatoes. And I took it and scrambled my hamburger. And to my hamburger, I added my spaghetti sauce and some seasonings like onion powder, garlic powder. And then I added some red wine because believe it or not, that makes the difference in your spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to get my noodles cooked and then we're going to come back and assemble this. Okay, so let's get started. So one good thing about lasagna is it is wonderful no matter when you make it or when you eat it. And lasagna freezes very well. Like I've made lasagna and froze it, and we've had it in different settings for dinner, and it was just great. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with ladling on some of my spaghetti sauce that I made, which is right here. I'm just going to put a little bit in the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever get a chance, like maybe during the summertime of next year, I'll show you guys how to make your own spaghetti sauce and can it. It is so delicious. So, I put on a little bit of sauce. And the reason I'm making it in this big pan is because I'm going to freeze some so that we could have it for dinner at a later time. And as I said, I've done it before. It freezes very well. You can either cook it and freeze it, or you can make it, leave it raw, and then freeze it that way. So, what I'm going to do is add on some ricotta cheese. You don't have to add ricotta. Some people like it, some people don't. And I prefer to spread it directly on my noodles when they're kind of warm. Because if you don't, it won't it doesn't really melt good. So I'm spreading some on my noodles that are warm. Trying to get it all spread out, and it doesn't seem to be working for me. But it is. It can't be hot and not melt. So I'm spreading a little bit here and here. We use ricotta. I used to didn't use ricotta cheese, and you don't have to, but it does taste pretty good. I'm starting to really like it. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more of ricotta over here so that it's all, I have ricotta all on the bottom of the thing. And for some reason, it seems like these noodles didn't want to cook. I don't understand that. That's just crazy. So I'm still spreading my ricotta because I want it to be even enough so that you're not getting a bite of just ricotta cheese. You're going to get a bite of all the different kinds of cheeses. And then I have some other cheese that I grated to give it a, it's a, what kind of cheese is it? Let's see. It's a natural cheddar, but it's a sharp cheddar cheese. So I have some that I grated and then I bought some already done. So what I'm going to do, okay, my ricotta cheese seems to be working for me. Okay, so after I do that, I'm going to sprinkle in some of the cheese that I grated. This is also a sharp cheddar, but it's a totally different kind of cheese than the one that I bought. This is more of a nutty taste to it. That and that. So what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to add another scoop of this yummy sauce on top of here, which is going to help to melt the cheese even more. And as I said, tomorrow's football day, and it's like it's best to get everything cooked in ahead of time, and then I can watch football. So I'm just ladling it on. And my spaghetti sauce I did when I made it, I did put mushrooms and garlic and bell pepper in it. Okay. So this is a lot of lasagna for 2 people, but like I said, I'm going to freeze part of it. So when we get ready for lasagna again, all I have to do is take it out of the freezer and cook it. Or we'll warm it if it's already cooked. And these noodles are freaking hot. Even though they didn't want to, seemed like they didn't want to get done. I must have cooked them forever, seems like. Okay, so I'm putting that on here. I usually try to put maybe 4, because that really seals it from the other. Okay, now to that I'm going to add some more ricotta cheese. Ricotto. But I said ricotta. Okay, let's put that on. And this is if you're not used to it, it's a different cheese. Kind of reminds me of a cottage cheese, really. I'm going to spread that on. Get this all fixed up. And there's nothing like good lasagna. Like I said, you can eat it anytime. If you have a family, it's something that's good that you could cook and, like I said, put it in the freezer and come home and just warm it up. Like the ones that we go to the store and buy. We can buy our own, fix our own and warm it up. So, ricotta and cheese it. Now that was going to melt a lot easier, but it's not. So. Let's just spread it. Put a little more. And this is a big thing of ricotta cheese. I'm going to spread that out. Get it done. I'm going to have Steve come on here and make spaghetti. He makes the best spaghetti. And I mean, we went to an Italian restaurant and I ate their spaghetti and I thought, Steve's spaghetti tastes better than this. Now let's put on I think I'm going to make this my last layer of noodles. I'm just going to, I try to put 4, like I kind of overlap them just because it kind of keeps the layers separated. Yeah. And there. So, what I have here is some cheese that I bought already grated. I'm just going to add this is sharp cheddar. Add the sharp cheddar on top, like so. There we go. There. And I don't think I'm going to add any more. Maybe a little bit, of dollops of it. I'm just going to put little dollops on top. And let's see what happens. So, what I can do with this is if I want, I can bake it tonight and let it cool down and put it in the refrigerator. But what I'm going to do is just go ahead and refrigerate it and bake it tomorrow. And then I'll let you guys see what we came up with. And like I said, it'll freeze beautifully because we won't even eat half of this, but the rest can go in the freezer. So here's the lasagna. I'm going to put a top over it, put it in the refrigerator, and let it cool down. And then tomorrow for dinner, I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it. So I'll be back to show you exactly how it looks. Okay, so the lasagna has been put in the oven and it's been taken out of the oven and it's nice and done, and that's what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is cut a piece and we're going to try it. Okay, so this is my lasagna. I've cut a piece of it and I'm going to try it. I might have wanted to let it set before I ate it, but I don't think I'm kind of hungry here. So let's get a piece and try and see what it tastes like. Mmm, delicious. You can really taste the spaghetti sauce. It's very, very good. So, if you're in the mood for lasagna, go ahead and make yours up. And if you make too much, don't worry about it because you can always take it and freeze it, and you can eat it at another time. So, thanks for watching, cooking, and exploring with Smitty. You have a great day.